Welcome back, everybody. You're watching North Coast Craftsman. This channel is all about wood and the many things you can do with it. So if you're new to this channel, or if you've been here before, hit the subscribe button so you can get notified whenever we post videos. We'd also appreciate likes and comments. We want to know what you guys are thinking. Today I'm very excited to let all of you guys know the project that we're going to be working on. Now today's content is going to be all about everybody's favorite thing, demolition. Today we're going to be tearing some 40-year-old paneling off a wall along with removing some old ceramic tile. So we're going to be teaching you how to do both of those things. So sit back, relax, and let the demolition begin. So this is obviously the paneling you guys can see. And so right there, that hearth that's currently there, that will be coming down. The tile around the fireplace here, that also will be coming off along with all these decorations and all that stuff. And then we're also going to take this fireplace frame here, we're going to take that off the wall so that we don't break anything. I mean, obviously these doors here are glass. We don't want to be breaking that. We're going to pull this fireplace insert out too. So yeah, we have a little bit of work to do before we can get that tongue and groove on the wall, and we'll show you all the steps and the process of how you do all that. And then we'll show you the finished product and the tongue and groove going up and all the steps in between. So we now have all of the stuff off of the wall and we can begin tearing off the paneling. Now in order to do that, we just basically put a pry bar behind that paneling and slowly start taking the trim nails out of the wood that's behind that. It's pretty easy because the paneling comes in 4x8 sheets. So once you kind of peel up one corner, you just can kind of peel off the whole sheet at once. You just kind of got to get a piece started. So that part comes pretty easy. The tile is going to be the difficult stuff because we don't have the necessary tools that make it quick and painless. So now I'm going to talk a little bit more in depth and up close about what we possibly think could be behind that paneling, as well as kind of what we're expecting to find. This fireplace actually goes all the way through into the other room. So we're thinking behind this fireplace is going to be just a bunch of cinder blocks, because that's usually what fireplaces are made of. So they have to have some type of nailers. We're going to figure out kind of if we need more or what we're doing there. So we'll put you on another time lapse and you can see me rip all this paneling off the wall, and then I'll be right back with you. So essentially this is kind of what we were expecting to find. The cinder block wall, obviously, with nailers on it. The nailers are spaced out about every 16 inches so that you'd have somewhere to nail the paneling to. I think we're probably going to beef these up a little bit when we put our tongue and groove on, because obviously the tongue and groove is going to be a little bit heavier. But we'll see what happens when we go to start putting it on. This is on there pretty good. So we might not need to do anything. Our next project here now is to get obviously all this tile off and then we'll probably start on the hearth, and then we gotta wait for the tongue and groove boards to get here. And once the tongue and groove boards are here, then we'll start right away putting those on. So stay tuned, guys. Could tell in the time lapse, but clearly I have underestimated the strength of this tile, and I snapped the head off my hammer. So we're gonna go and get some reinforcements, get a little bit of a stronger tool here, and we'll try to attack this with plan B. So obviously we've got a little bit started here, taking a little bit of tile off. Made a big mess, and we've started to expose some of the inner workings of this hearth, and hopefully with some stronger tools like a crowbar and a steel hammer, we should be able to get this finished and on to the next step. So remember, some tools just don't have enough strength to go through tile. With a nice little pry bar here and the Stanley 20-ounce hammer. So hopefully we don't have any more issues, because if we do, I'm not quite sure what plan C is. So hopefully this takes care of the job. So we still have a few pieces yet to come off the wall. These pieces are glued on really good, so we're just going to have to keep hitting them with the hammer. Eventually they will come off, so when they do come off, we can keep moving on with this remodel process. So now that we're completely finished here with the tearing off of all the tile, all the old paneling, this is kind of what we got left here. This board here, we need to put back up right here. When we left yesterday, we had a huge mess on the floor. We got all that cleaned up. Everything else was cleaned up. Put the insert back in just to get it out of the way here. That should all be fine for what we're about to do next, since the dirty, dusty, damaging job is out of the way. Now all we have to do is kind of the finesse stuff, the fun stuff, which is putting on the tongue and groove. So tomorrow we will be picking up the tongue and groove boards, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be pretty exciting. And we will begin filming part 2 of this video series. I'm a big fan of rustic wood, so I'm just super excited to see what these boards look like, and I'm super excited to get my hands on them. So we have now reached the end of part 1. This is the part where we ask you to subscribe if you have not already. Leave a comment, like this, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, let us know why. Let us know what we can do better. So we also have a Facebook page and we have an Instagram page. Our Facebook page is North Coast Craftsman. Our Instagram page is @NorthCoastCraftsman. That is where we have all our projects. So if you're interested in anything we do or anything we can do, it's going to be on those 2 pages. So stay tuned for part 2. Hopefully you liked part 1, and hopefully you like part 2.